All right, let's wait for somebody to get in here.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
All right, come on, people.
Let's go, people.
Let's get in here. I don't think the notification got sent out yet. That's part of the reason. All right, come on.
The Rockies, man. The Rockies were doing well too. You swept in a 4-game set. That was a 4-game set. Holy
it was a 4-game series.
Wow.
So no one the notification was never said. Wait, no, somebody just commented. Hold on. Yeah, what's up? What's up, everybody?
What is up? How many people got in here, bro?
It says 0, but somebody just commented. So obviously, it has to be somebody.
Well, let me go to your.
Wait, hold on. My mic was off. Okay, well, I don't understand what happened there. Okay, I don't understand. You not even hear what I was even saying right there?
No,
Sorry
you're
about
on
that.
now. I can hear you.
Yep. All right. So looks like we're ready to go here. So I just want to do it one more time here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Tub Media. And today we are going to be having a live stream with Christian Corey of MLB Chatterbox. Christian, thanks so much for coming on tonight. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me on, Luke. I appreciate it. And I'm ready to talk some Phillies baseball.
Of course. Now, guys, before getting into this live stream, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies provides a daily video of highlights from the game. So please go subscribe to his channel, link in the description section. So, Christian, what do you make of course, you are a Tigers fan. What do you make of the Philly season so far as they sit 500 for these first 20 games?
Well, I'll tell you what, they are starting out to be mediocre once again. It is.
Yep.
It is, it's not good. It's not what you want from the Philly faithful, or it's not what the Philly faithful want. They want this team to wake up. They want this team, it's a top 10 payroll franchise. They want the team to win. They have Bryce Harper, they have JT, they have Hoskins, they have Nola, everybody in the book on that squad. They got Joe Girardi, obviously a world championship manager with the Yankees back in 2009. But, aside from all that, they need to start performing. Yes, they sweep the Colorado Rockies, a team coming into the season, prior to the season, most people would have thought it would be an automatic because the Rockies had zero to little expectations coming in 2022. And they kind of shocked the world a little bit here in the first month of the season, staying competitive in that very tough NL Western Division. But they come in, and the Phillies, they scored a lot of runs this series. I was just looking at it. They every game against the Rockies, they scored over 5 runs. So it was an offensive show from the Phils in this 4-game set against Colorado. Colorado came off of playing my team, the Tigers, in which the Tigers, I do believe, they dropped 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. So, the Rockies, again, the Tigers are a team who aren't the greatest. They're competitive, kind of. But, I mean, people would think the Tigers would be better than the Rockies, and the Rockies showed up in Detroit against the Tigers, kind of took it to them, aside from Miggy's 3,000th hit, which I was there. I vlogged it. Go check it out. But anyways, the Rockies surprised people. And when you come into Philly and you're thinking, okay, if you're a Philly fan, you're thinking, okay, yes, they're the Rockies, but we got to respect what they've been doing as of late. And they took it seriously, obviously. They scored a lot of runs. The offense woke up, and it was an offensive showing for 4 games. Yeah,
absolutely. And also the Rockies defense, obviously pretty bad in this series. But, I mean, you still got to give this Phillies team credit for swinging, good bats, and also take advantage of their opponent's mistakes. There's one thing to have a good offense, but I mean, it takes a lot to take advantage of your opponent's mistakes as well. You got to give team credit for doing that, because honestly, in years past, we've seen that this Phillies team has not taken advantage of their opponent's mistakes, and it's really come back to bite them. And just to talk a little bit about your Tigers, I remember I was on your show about a month ago, and I just want to ask you about Javi Baez and what kind of addition he's been for the Tigers so far. Coming over, in the free agent market, spent time with two clubs last year, the Cubs and the Mets. So what do you think of him so far?
Well, I think Javi Baez has been the MVP of this squad. It's not tough to be an MVP of the squad, considering nobody else is producing on the offensive side on this Tigers team. Jamer Candelario was their number 4 or 5 hitter on opening day. Mm-hmm. He's hitting like $1 something. I mean, you cannot have your 4 and 5 hitter hitting under the Mendoza line. You just can't have that happen. But when it comes to Javi, I mean, Javi is the MVP of the squad. He got hurt with a thumb, which happened on opening day, and his walk-off celebration, which was kind of, kept under the rug, slipped under the rug for a number of weeks there in the beginning of April. Mm-hmm. He was out for about a week, 10 days, I think 10-day IL. So he was out with hurt the ball club. They need Javi's bat. I mean, Miggy hasn't woken up, but, Javi Baez is the MVP of the squad here in Detroit. And, he came back from the IL. And the first game of the Twins series, I think that was his first day back or second day back, and he did really, really well. He scored all the Tigers' runs that game. That was only 4 runs, mind you.
Wow.
He had a double. Wow. He had a double, an RBI double, I believe, in his second at-bat. And then in his third at-bat, he had a 3-run shot to give the Tigers the lead at the time, 4-3. And that was part of that crazy catastrophe that happened in Minnesota. That whole thing, we could probably get into it, but that was a disaster for the Tigers. But again, Javi Baez has been doing it all. He's a great defender. Obviously, we need him for his glove. I think he's more valuable on the defensive side, considering this ball club can't play defense either. So it's a great addition. I mean, coming into the season right now as it stands, this acquisition is looking better than Carlos Correa, because Carlos Correa is not producing for the Twins. I think he was in one of the first games against the Tigers. I think that game that they came back and won, the Twins, he was 0 for 3 in his first 3 at-bats. He saw 9 pitches. Wow. 9 pitches total that night. So they got him out 1, 2, 3 for the first 3 at-bats. So that was a surprise, and just that little sample size alone was just a small thing from Correa, but he's not doing well. If you look at his stats right now, I could probably go look it up for you, but he is not doing well for the Twinkies. And again, when it comes to the Tigers, I can't complain with what Baez is doing. He can't do it all. I mean, geez, but when it comes to Carlos Correa, let me see if I can just pull him up right here. Carlos Correa this year for the Twinkies, he's batting 200. He has 1 dinger, 6 RBIs. That's terrible. You're paying this guy, it is a multi-year deal, but it's optioned out. But you're paying this guy $30+ million. It's just, you just can't have that happen if you're the Twins. Yep. So obviously right now, I mean, Baez looks good in the Tigers uniform. Right. He's doing well. The strikeouts you got to live with. I mean, I think in the Twins, one of the Twins games, I mean, he saw 3 pitches. I think it was today. 3 pitches. All of them were sliders away, and he swung at all 3. So he's a swinging this guy. You're going to have to live and die by that with him. Yeah. We'll take it because we ain't got nobody else. Miggy not producing. Torkelson is doing okay. He's bad defensively. Akil Baddoo, the guy who showed up last year, hasn't been doing well. He was really good in spring. He sucks in the regular season right now. He'll probably be back down in Toledo soon. Yep. The offense is bad. The pitching's been injury prone. You got Casey Mize is out. You got Matt Manning. He's out. Tariq Skubal started today. It was a good effort by him. You have Michael Pineda, but I'm not that big on him. He's a veteran. So the Tigers rotation is in shambles, and the Tigers offense is in shambles, but in a different light because they're just not producing.
Yep. Yep, I agree. I mean, that's a really young team, as you talked about. Got a lot of top prospects, all around the game, including Riley Green as well. You could take a look at Mets talk with Hayden. I'm very upset to see that Casey Mize isn't starting off too well with the Tigers, as we just talking about. Yeah.
And Hayden was big on him. And I mean, look, I like Casey Mize too. I wonder if they'll send him down. I don't know. I mean,
I might.
Well, he's injured right now, so
yeah,
they might.
when he comes back,
Yeah, I mean,
they probably will, because honestly, I mean, especially since he's a young kid, and they just want to make sure that he's really ready when he comes back. So I'm sure they probably will. They're sending him on a rehab, definitely.
Oh, they sent him on rehab probably.
Yeah.
But when it comes to his performance overall, look, coming up, Hayden, or it's not Hayden, but our friend Hayden, he followed him a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't follow him in the minor leagues a lot, but I heard of the no-hitter in Double-A or whatever, and he was taking guys out left and right. But I'm thinking mentally coming up here, oh, he's another Justin Verlander. I soon find out he is not another Justin Verlander.
No.
He's from a Justin Verlander in the sense he doesn't throw 100 miles an hour. He relies on one pitch and one pitch only, and that's that damn splitter. And that splitter is a ride or die for him. If he doesn't command that splitter, and if that splitter isn't on point, then he will get rocked. And I remember way back when, I think it was one of the last, no, might have been his debut against the White Sox last year. Matt Manning over Casey Mize, I agree. I could put Tariq Skubal in that conversation as well. But I remember he was commanding, pitching against the White Sox. All he threw was on to get a guy out, whether it was 2-2, 3-2, 0-2, whatever. He would throw a splitter, and every White Sox hitter demolished that splitter in a 2-strike count. Right. And when he's ride or die on a splitter, again, it's not a fastball, so it's not 90 plus. It's 88, 80, 87. It has bite to it, but if the bite's not there, then the pitch is irrelevant. It's basically a cookie at 80 mile an hour. Yep. So they were ripping that pitch. I remember way back when, and he got demolished. I think it was the first time out. And if he can't command that splitter, he will get rocked. And I think he needs to develop a third pitch. I suggest a straight changeup, the great equalizer. Maybe a 12-6 curveball like Justin Verlander had. Justin Verlander would always drop a 12-6 curveball early in his career. He's gotten away from that a little bit. I
was just going to say that.
But he got away from it a little bit. But I remember early in the career, he would drop the 12-6 on guys in a 0-2 count, and he'd get them looking. So
especially in the 2011 MVP year.
Yeah, 2011, 2012. That
crazy.
Whole MVP. Yeah, he was great.
He was so good.
He was really. I mean, he was the best pitcher in the game by far.
Not to mention his wife is like. That's all.
I met her.
You did? Oh my gosh!
I met her and him.
She's
and I was probably maybe like 14 at the time, 13. I didn't really know who she was, so I didn't really get it.
There,
And so I remember I took a picture with my cousin who was older than me, like probably our age, and I put my arm around her, and like he was all hyped, but I didn't give a shit. I worried about Justin Verlander. So she say I touched Kate Upton in a good way. But but that was fun. But anyways, Casey Mize needs to develop a third pitch that completes his arsenal of pitches. Yeah. And it has to be a changeup, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Steinberg, Eagles trading up in the draft. Yeah, okay. That's cool. Don't really follow them too much. Phillies over Tigers, all day, every day. Yep. I have more faith in Manning than Mize. If Mize can develop another pitch or two, he can be dominant, as Christian was just talking about.
Yeah, I think Matt Manning is good. He's younger. He's a high school guy. Drafted him out of high school. And there's a guy Alex Viedo down there too, who's been, I think, terrible. Right. But they have talent. I just think the idea that when he was down in the minor leagues, everybody's hyping him up. He threw the no-hitter, whatever. Again, it was an inaccurate evaluation of a guy in the sense of the public, because everybody thinking like, oh my God, he is the next big thing.
Yeah.
And he's good. He's probably realistically will be a number 2, maybe a number 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not bad, you know.
It's not bad, but the way they advertised him as a poster child of the future. He's the JV number 2. He's JV reincarnated, and
Hard to live up to those expectations.
Yeah, it's hard to live up to those things. But yeah, I think that Casey Mize is a guy who's going to have to learn, and with this team, he's going to learn in the big leagues. It's just the way it is. We got nobody else, so it's I'd rather see these guys fail than see a bunch of veterans who are signing to a 1-year deal, fail and then have to pay them. So I'd rather see this guy fail on a rookie type contract, and just ride with him basically.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I got Matt Zerby. What's up? How you doing?
Go check out my.
And by the way, Matt, are you related to Ted Zerby of Nats Report? I just want to, because I know I asked him before. He said no, but I don't know. Maybe there is some relation there. So also now that as we wait for some more comments here, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the post lockout. Now that that's been long away, done now, and Commissioner Manfred trying to repair his relationship with the players. Has your opinion changed of him at all after that? I mean, mine definitely hasn't.
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I heard he got all the players Beats or something, or what was it, Ray-Bans or Beats or something?
Something, yeah.
Ray-Cons, I don't know. And something like that. And I mean, cool. I mean, these guys can afford it. I mean, that's like a at-bat paycheck. Like, that ain't nothing. But I mean, it was a nice gift, I guess, nice gesture. But when it comes to Manfred and his the way he runs Major League Baseball, I applaud his creativity in the sense of going to Europe, doing the Field of Dreams thing, doing the Little League World Series thing, doing the Mexico thing. What was going to be this? There's going to be another one this year. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe that was just the Field of Dreams one. But he's trying to be creative with it, which I applaud. For that. 100%. Which I think the game needs. The game needs to embrace
100%
its history and its culture in the sense
and
of
its future
of baseball. Yeah, like going to the Field of Dreams location. I went there last year, not to the game.
Yeah, I remember that.
But vlogged it. It was a great experience, and I think it's a great idea for baseball to embrace that part of its game. The Hollywood side, I guess you could say, like embracing that movie of like, all right, we're gonna put a game there. But that's great, Manfred. Great creativity, making it happen. I applaud. But I will say, Manfred, he's not the best commissioner ever. He's not the best.
Oh, gee, really?
Would I want to see another guy? I would. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, his election's I think in 2 years or next year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to see another guy, preferably like a GM type guy. I would like to see like a GM, like a Dave Dombrowski, or like a guy who's been in baseball and knows the ins and outs of the sport from a business level, but also has a relationship with the players, understands what it's like developing players, drafting guys, being on the field in a major league game. I mean, again, Manfred is like a lawyer. So, he's a guy that the owners elected because they know he's a lawyer. I guess he's supposed to be tough on the negotiating side. He obviously showed that this year. He's really tough on the negotiating side.
He's an idiot.
He's a side moved. Now, again, I was always on the MLB side during this blackout thing.
I was for a while, but at the end I wasn't.
I am for one who don't believe the players deserve a union. I don't believe the players deserve a union. I've said it before on my channel. I'm an outsider in that sentiment. I think the players.
I'm not going to comment on it because it's go ahead.
I think the major league players make a little too much money. To have a union. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't like that they have.
I'm not going to give mine, but yeah, go ahead.
But that's my thing. But aside from that part of it, but when it comes to the lockout, I think Manfred isn't the best guy, but he's the best guy we got right now. We have to deal with him. And then when it comes to the baseballs, like big thing on the baseballs, right? Like home runs are down, the baseballs are slick, or every baseball is different according to Bassett, right? Of the Mets. Every baseball's different, and that's not good. You need consistency in this game. And when 1 year, like last year, look at last year. Last year, the first 2 months of the season pre All-Star break had like 7, 8 no hitters in a month or whatever it was. It was crazy, right? And then the second half, home runs went up. So it's like, what are they trying to accomplish here?
Yep.
They want balls in play, but then
they're playing games.
They want the ball in play. They don't want home runs, but they want home runs, but they don't want home runs. They want strikeouts. They don't want strikeouts. It's like, what do you want? Do you want your
stop manipulating?
Yep. Yeah, you got to stop manipulating the baseballs and manipulating the sport overall as a result. Like, they have to make a decision. Do they want their sport to be offensive driven or defensive driven? And when it comes to offense, which I think they want, do they want home runs or do they want doubles and singles? They're going to have to figure that out. And they're trying to by screwing with the baseballs. I don't think that's good. When you got a guy, pitchers, publicly saying, yeah, the baseball in the first inning was totally different from the one I picked up in the fifth. Well, that's
a problem. Yeah.
That's a problem. And, I think that they have to do something about it. They have to stop manipulating that side of the game. And when it comes to like the shifts and the rule changes and everything, when it comes to the shift, I guess eliminate it, because if players aren't going to adjust, then you're going to have to make a change. But I think the players can adjust. I don't think the shift needs to be eliminated. This is not a critical issue. You can go the other way. I
know, but I just want more offense, But I understand they could just go the other way.
So do I. I mean, trust me. If they shifted on a guy the first at bat on a lefty and in the first inning, he dropped down a bunt for a single. I don't care. The guy's on first base. I'm happy as a fan if I'm that team, and I'm mad if I'm not a fan of the other. If I'm a fan of the other team because they were shifted. So I think they could have took advantage of that, but obviously they didn't show that. So MLB made a move, and they're going to make a move, and shifts are going to be gone next year. So.
Yep, exactly. What is up, Sergeant Gibby? You doing, man?
What's up?
Your Atlanta Cowards, how are they doing? The Phillies are 500. Great job. Your offense stepped up. Yes, they did.
I don't know. Is that being facetious, or is that being legit?
Yeah.
Is he screwing with you, or is that good?
I'm not too sure. I think the Phillies thing kind of.
I agree with that. Politics and sports never mix.
Yep, I agree 100%. Pete Alonso and Chris Bassett told off MLB and about the balls changing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
very compelling. Very compelling.
It is. For sure.
I agree with Pete Alonso about like his hot takes. I kind of like gives some opinions. I kind of like it. He kind of speaks out. Yeah. And even Chris Bassett too. I like what he's been saying too. I like people that are not afraid to speak up.
That was a big one, right? That was the one that, got all the sound bites.
Yeah. He's like, this is different baseball. Yeah. And he goes out there.
I mean, like
stop messing around and just play the game. Like it's gotten ridiculous.
I got a couple baseballs for the major league, and they are really slick. I mean, this was 2019. So
the juice ball.
But they were really slick. I mean, you remember that year. I mean, that year the balls were going out everywhere. So I mean, and also a lot of teams are using the humidifier now. I mean, it's not just Colorado and Arizona. It's like St. Louis. It's whatever.
We have something at our ballpark. I forget what it says. I forget what we got.
The humidifier is an interesting factor that a lot of teams, who are not in high altitude, have decided to use.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's gotten a little over the top. MLB will probably bring back the juice balls. Yep. After pretty much what Christian said earlier. Yeah. Like the last couple of years. Yep. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's kind of predictable. And people are onto them now. I think people are kind of waking up to see what they're all about.
You can't say, oh, well, the balls aren't flying in April in Detroit and Philly, but they're flying in, April in LA where it's, 80 degrees. That's not happening. So it's not like just a weather thing. It's not. It's a league-wide thing. The home runs league-wide are down for every team. I mean, I think the Tigers I mean, the guy Baez is leading the Tigers in home runs with three.
Yeah, Schwarber I think only has 3.
So it's like,
Yeah.
and Schwarber in Philadelphia, a plate.
Actually, I think he has 4. I think he has 4
Yeah,
actually, but still, it's not a lot.
oh man, I was watching. Okay, it was the game with the Angel Hernandez incident.
Yeah, yeah.
The last out. Who made the last out? Was it Scott?
No, it wasn't Stott.
It might have been Bomb.
Honestly, I was starting to make my breakdown video of like I left the room, so honestly, I don't even remember. I don't remember.
But I think it was either Bomb or something. It was a righty with a ball to right field. It was like he crushed it, and it was like warning track out number 3, and the end of the game. So it was, to me, I thought that would have gone out last year.
Trying to think about who that would be. It sounds like Bomo because he loves sitting the other way.
I think it might have been Bohm. It was Bohm. I remember.
Yeah, well, there you go. He hit it to right field.
So he hit it to right field.
He loves to go the other way.
Yeah, he hits it to right field. He kills it, and it's just like warning track out number 3, game over. And I think that would have been out 2019.
Oh yeah, I agree. And maybe even last year, because they're definitely doing something.
I mean, second half last year, I think for sure.
Yeah, and you saw like how I'm not saying it's because of this, but like a lot of guys really heated up at the end of last year too. And,
I mean, look at Ohtani. I mean, he's not doing the same things. He I think he got a couple home runs, but he's not like off to that great start.
Yep. Harper's kind of heating up though.
Yeah. Who has?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Harper's kind of heating up now.
A little bit.
Another hit today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still early. It's only 20 games. You know what I mean? So it's not time.
Let me ask you this: what'd you think of? 1 second. Let me see. What'd you think of the Phillies demoting? What's his Scott?
Bryson Stott. Yeah, I mean, it had to be done. I mean, I kind of felt sorry for him because like you could kind of tell Joe was kind of backing him down a little bit because he really wasn't getting a lot of playing time. Like right before he got sent down, but I mean, it just wasn't working out, and that's okay. He'll be back, but he was hitting the ball hard though, like his last couple times up at the plate. But he just wasn't producing, and like I think it was the right decision. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I mean, he'll be fine. I'm not worried about him. I'm really not. I mean, he's just going to go down there and get his reps in, and hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back up here this year. I don't really have much doubt. I mean, he'll definitely be up here next year at the very least. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah, I think he's a guy like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look up something when it comes to the Phils.
Mm-hmm.
Like their bullpen. How's that?
Oh my gosh, I know. What the heck, man? It's crazy, isn't it?
I know.
What's happened? The blue moon? Have the stars aligned?
I don't know. I tell you what, man. Dombrowski never did that crap in Detroit. I tell you that much. We never got no bullpen for
right. Exactly. Yeah.
He was terrible. And that's why I said in the beginning, I was like, man, Phillies worst situation ever. Yeah. Bullpen help. Have Dombrowski. They have no one to give up in their farm. Wow. They're going to implode this whole season. And the bullpen's been doing fine.
One of our strongest. Yeah, it's one of our strongest. I'm a little bit. I mean, it's been great the past 5 games, but our starting pitching really hasn't been that great. I mean, Zach Wheeler looked good today, but we need more length out of our starting rotation. Like I kind of worry about the bullpen going long term because if we just keep getting 5-6 innings out of our starting pitching, like the bullpen just gets worn out. I'm like that's why it's so important when you have guys that eat innings, like 7-8 innings, because that's like so crucial. Because come like August and September, like you guys are rested up out there in the pen, so like they don't get as fatigue and it's really that's why it's so important to get length out of your starting pitching. That's why I've always said the Phillies should target guys that eat innings. Even if they have like a sub 4 ERA, I could kind of tolerate that if they're really going to give us a good amount of innings.
Although I will say their ERA isn't great as a bullpen.
I mean that's just
it's 4.17 as a pen.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it was the last 2 years though.
Let's see, they got 4 saves. I don't know if this could be updated. I don't know if this is actually accurate, but they say it's 4 saves, 62 hits given up, 34 earned runs. Actually, Detroit has actually the second highest bullpen ERA, or the second lowest bullpen ERA at 2.28, ahead of the Dodgers, tied with the Dodgers, baby.
Wow, who has the highest bullpen ERA? I'm trying to think. Honestly, it might be the Rockies.
The highest is the Rock. Yeah, the Rockies.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah.
They are almost at 5 right now.
They are terrible. They have really bad. They just have a really bad pitching staff.
Yeah, like this, Senzatella.
I still don't understand the Chris Bryant signing. I still don't. And they didn't even play him this. Like I didn't even see him really this series. I think we saw him Monday night, at least.
Really?
I mean, like when I went last night, he wasn't playing. I don't even like what the heck's even going on. And then they didn't play him last week against us in Colorado.
Yeah, he didn't do anything in that doubleheader game that I went to. It wasn't a doubleheader game. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I like that he has a connection with Bryce, but like I don't really like him as a player. Like I think he's overrated. Like I don't know. He's just not the same guy. I just never really seen the hype around him.
Maybe he's not like the MVP that we all
think
he is. He's not. I mean,
so the Phillies got Schwarber and Castellanos for less of what the Rockies paid.
Yeah, obviously the Rockies are looking for the future with that one. I mean, they need.
Was that a 7-year deal, right?
I believe so. Yeah, 7 years. Yeah.
They basically replaced Trevor Story on the left side of the infield, and they got a guy that could play left field.
Yeah.
They lose Arenado, and they traded him to the Cardinals the year before.
Hey, I didn't get that. You give up Story, you give up Nato. Like what you could have done is you could have had Story.
They should have traded Story. I don't know why the heck they let him walk. They could have got something for him.
Well, yeah, you let him walk.
Should have traded him.
I didn't get that, but you could have had Story because you could have signed him again.
Right.
You could have signed Bryant. You could have had a good, 3, 4, 4, 5 hitters, whatever.
Crone's good, man. Yeah, CJ Crone. Like
what's funny? CJ Crone, he was good with the Tigers, and then he got that knee injury, and then he went to Colorado.
I remember him on the Angels. I remember like back in 2015.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, no, I was thinking Justin Bohr. I remember Justin Bohr on the Angels, and then
former Phillies legend 2018.
Yes, I remember it. He wasn't the Phillies.
Hey, that was my first ever video I ever made talking about Justin Bohr.
Really?
Yep, 2018.
Mine was COVID. I did COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, yeah. My second official video, like talking about a topic, was actually COVID.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you think the Phillies have a chance to make it with the expanded playoffs?
100%. I honestly, I think that we could easily make the playoffs this year. I mean, especially now with the expanded playoffs. Of course, you couldn't do it in 2020 when they were even more expanded. But that was with a really bad bullpen. If this bullpen, the stamina holds up, and our starting rotation gives us more innings, I like to see us target a starting pitcher, preferably a left-handed starting pitcher at the deadline. And I mean, I'm pretty content with it, especially like Duber is streaky out there in center field. I mean, Mickey Munich going to come back eventually. I'm really disappointed with Matthew Young. I'm okay with center field. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. I'm like, Kevin Kiermaier, like, yes, I understand he's nothing at the plate, but like, we don't need another offense. Like, huge offensive speed. We already have Castellanos, Harp, Schwarbaum. Like, we don't need Hoskins when he's going good. I mean, JT. I mean, we don't really need another huge bat. I mean, if you trade for a guy to sell defense, then so what? I mean, we already have a powerhouse team. So it's really not, really not that big of a deal. So, maybe make a trade like that guy that covers a lot of ground and has a lot of speed. And, that's maybe something you see them do. I mean, I don't know. Kind of seems like maybe a move the Rays would maybe try to move towards. But they definitely need to go after another starting pitcher. That's just my opinion. Because honestly, like, I don't know. I just have a weird feeling there's going to be some injury or like Zach Eflin's going to like implode or something. I love Zach Eflin. I really do. But I just, I don't know. You got to prepare for all eventualities. Of course, that's months away. So we got some time. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this all, plans out. But, depending on where they are, which I think they're definitely going to be in the hunt of, the hunt of it, especially if they stay healthy. I can't see why they're not. I mean, this is a great offense. I mean, the bullpen's been great. Knock on wood, and starting pitching has been turning it around the past 5 games. Yeah. I mean, even though we lost on Sunday night, Aaron Nola, I mean, that was a great start, like his best start of the year. Age Hernandez didn't help him.
I tell you what, that was one of the most boring.
Oh, it did help him actually.
That was. I watched that game. That was an extremely boring game.
It was.
It was so. I was like,
so boring.
all right. I mean, he was dealing, but it was like, all right, let's get something. Harper was, what was it? Was he on Sunday night? Yeah, he was mic'd on Sunday night,
Yeah,
wasn't
yep.
he? Bryce Harper did really bad that night, didn't he? I think he had like 2 strikeouts.
Yeah. I don't really think he did anything.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
do anything. I remember that because I remember watching it and they like had him mic'd up because he was DHing because of the elbow.
yeah.
And
He's
then,
still DHing.
yeah, and they had him mic'd up and he was, he was really bad. I think he was probably irritated, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What do you think about Ranger Suarez? He's 2-0 as a 4.42 ERA, 18 and 1/3 inning, 12 Ks. What do you think about this guy? This guy did actually pretty good for you guys last year, no?
I love him. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think he's going to do what he did last year, but that's a lot to ask for. I mean, I loved him last year. He was just great.
He had a great ERA. I mean, he had
But
a
I think,
winning record.
oh my gosh, I know he was just unbelievable. I mean, I think that he is going to be a guy that's going to have you give you like an ERA around like sub 350 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really like his changeup. I mean, I just I'd like to see him kind of command it a little bit better.
Yeah.
The one thing about I don't really love him, he doesn't really give you a lot of length. I mean, you've seen a couple of starts where he's going really deep, but usually like Joe kind of has him on a short leash, partly just because he spent a lot of time in the bullpen. In the past, he usually has him only go like 6-7 innings tops. So I would like to see him go a bit longer. But I think over time, I mean, he's still relatively new to being a starter. So of course, he came up as a starter in 2018. He was great out of the Phillies bullpen in 2019. In 2020, he just had the virus issues and everything, and that just was all messed up. But last year was our closer for a little while. He was awesome, and then they moved him towards being a starter. And as you just talked about, ERA as low as he did, around like I think it was like 130 or so, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
For that low. Yeah. So yeah, he just was great. I was so blown away with him. He's kind of got off to a slow start this year. He had trouble getting into the U.S. To get into camp, so he didn't really get a proper spring training. Of course, no one really technically got a proper spring training. But he's still kind of getting the swing of things. I was impressed with his last start. I thought he did pretty well. Hopefully you could build off of that. And as the season goes on, you're going to see these guys get more length. So
yeah, I think if he can kind of hold the fort down when it comes to waiting for Zach Wheeler to come back.
Yeah, he is back. He's back.
Oh, he is back. He is back, right?
Yeah.
How's he doing, anyways?
He looked good today. 6 innings. Fortunately, he walked like 4 though. But he still did pretty well. I think he had like 7 Ks, something like that. But he was 0-3 to start the year. He didn't look bad like his start previous to this one. He just kind of blew up, later in the ballgame. I think who was that against? It was the Brewers. Yeah, Saturday. It was Saturday against the Brewers. I thought he had a nice rebound today. He got his first win of the season. Not saying that win-loss really matters, but he had a horrible start a few weeks ago in Miami. I was really disappointed with that one. He really disappointed, especially against the Marlins. I mean, come on. But another guy that didn't have a proper spring training had the shoulder issue. And another guy that Joe Girardi's kind of having on a short leash because he only went 6 innings today. And he's also a little – I still think he's kind of tired from last year. He ate so many innings last year. He was a workhorse last year. The thing I love about him is I think he's only like 32, and Madison Bumgarner's a year older than he is. But the thing I love about Zach Wheeler is that like he had TJ. He was out, I think, the entire 2015 season during the Mets' magical World Series run that year. Like I think he missed a majority of 2016, maybe all of 2016, and I believe he came back in like late 2016 or 2017. So even though I think he's 32 or 33. But he's a really young 32 or 33. You know what I mean? He's not like Madison Bumgarner, who's a year older than him. I mean, that guy has a lot of mileage on his arms. It's almost like having a car. 1 year apart. You have like 2018 and 2019. I mean, the 2018 is Zach Wheeler, and the 2019, of course, similar years. But the 2018 has like 30,000 miles, and the 2019 has like 75,000 miles. So, I mean, one car, you know what I mean? So it kind of relates to this one, to this topic with Wheeler and Bumgarner. I mean, Zach Wheeler has a lot of mileage left on that arm. Madison Bumgarner, a guy that's right around the same age, only a year older, doesn't have a lot of mileage left on that arm. So I think it's kind of interesting that this is panned out.
Yeah, I think your rotation is manageable. I mean, it's a rotation that can get you to the playoffs now.
We just need Noel to step up. He just can't pitch in a big game. Not that he's had a lot of big games. But.
Right. I mean, you
We
got
needed him though. He hasn't been there. So
and then like Kyle Gibson, I kind of forgot that he was like there. like
yeah,
I
final year
remember
of his deal.
like you guys getting him at the deadline, and then I just
Yep.
remember after that I don't know. I lost.
Yep.
I lost him. I don't know. I mean, right now he is what is he right
He's a ground
now?
ball guy. He had a
He has
pretty
a
good start
win.
last time. He was great at season debut. He struck out 10. He was unbelievable. I don't know. I just don't trust him. I like him, but I don't trust him.
Would you trade him?
Well, he's on the final year of his deal. Depends on where we were at the deadline.
Well,
if we're in the hunt, but we're not trading him. I can tell you that.
Okay, let's say you're in a situation, and I want to ask you another question because this is gonna be interesting. I'd like to see your answer for this one. But let's say you're in a playoff position. If the playoffs ended like the day of, you'd make it, and you're at the deadline, and he's doing well, but you want like whether it's probably another starting pitcher, which I would assume, and let's say a guy like I don't know, who could be. I'm trying to think of someone you could pick up that would be like available technically, like maybe like a Lance McCullers or.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the Astros in the hunt, but they're definitely not trading him.
Well, I'm just saying if they were.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I
like that name though.
I'm just trying to think of a team that's like bad, that like has a good starting pitcher right
Depends.
now.
Maybe the Angels are. Maybe they look to trade like Betances or something like that. I doubt it though.
What if they trade Syndergaard?
Oh, because he's a 1 year deal. He's on a 1 year deal. Yeah,
he's on a 1 year deal. That could work.
How's he doing so far? I haven't really been.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up. Let me look that up right now.
But
we'll look it up.
Trade for him. I'm trying to think of like guys, and the Mets, they'll probably be in it. What about
it'll collapse?
Charlie Morton. Charlie.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, honestly, I could see that happening. Former Phil with this in 2016.
Yeah, Charlie Morton.
I witnessed his season-ending injury, winning the first base against the Milwaukee Brewers.
At
Miller Park.
Who else you guys could get? You get a Green from the Reds.
Wow.
It says 105. No, that would never happen. But
yeah, in my dreams.
Or
they're not giving him away. They're no way.
Padres are out of it. Do you go get a Padres guy? Do you get like a
Joe Musgrove? Oh man,
Joe Musgrove. All
right. I have to interrupt you. 3 games, 17 innings, 2.12 ERA, 2-0, 11 strikeouts, an 0.82 WHIP.
Interesting.
Wow.
What about
nice whip? No question.
Let me ask you this: Trevor Bauer.
I don't know, because what is he on a 5-year deal, right? Is that what it is?
Well, no. He's on a 3-year deal.
3-year deal. 3-year deal. No, it's a 3.
But he has opt-outs every year. Every year he has opt-outs. So here's the thing. Well, I think it's a player it's a player option. But it's a player option, so he won't opt out because he wants to get the money. But if the Dodgers trade him, would you give up? Who would you give up, if anybody, for Bryce Harper? Would you give up Scott? I mean, for Bryce Harper,
no way.
For Trevor Bauer, I bet. For Trevor Bauer, no.
Did you say Bryce Harper?
I meant to say Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer.
Oh yeah.
Say Trevor Bauer. So you give up Bryson Scott for Trevor Bauer?
No way. No.
Straight up.
No, I'd say no. I mean, like, here's a guy. First of all, here's my thing.
I like Trevor. I think Trevor's really good. I think his slider is the best in the game.
Yeah, but he was cheating. You know what I mean? There's evidence of him cheating, and that's why he had so much movement on it in 2020. That was a Mickey Mouse Cy Young, I think. I mean, look at him and like what he did in Cleveland. Look what he did in Cincinnati when he first arrived there in 2019. I mean, and then his final start with Cleveland, he throws the ball with the center field wall in Kansas City. I don't think so.
He's a character. He's a character.
I mean, obviously, that's not really stature. Having a temper. I mean, you could make the argument with Harper, but obviously he's an outstanding talent. But I mean, I don't know. I just
like if he never got suspended last year, I thought he would have repeated as Cy Young, because the month of April and May for this guy was spectacular. I know the home runs, people are like, there were home runs and left there. Yeah, the home run killed him. I get it. He gave up the most home runs, had like the lowest ERA, had like the most wins. I think he was like 4-1 or 5-1 prior to the suspension. So he was racking up wins. His ERA was low. The home runs were up. But
that was right before they started cracking down.
Well, okay, so if he comes back, if he comes back this year, and he's on a team, I don't know, the Dodgers, or goes to a no-name team like the Reds.
The Dodgers are in. Why would they trade one of their top?
Okay, if he's on a bad team this year and he comes back on a bad team who's out of it, do you trade for him if he's doing well?
No, I don't, because like, first of all, at this point of year, we're 20 games into the season.
I would do it.
We're 20 games in the season, and I understand you bring up the point about how Cody was in 2021. That was a year before they started cracking down. 2020, a year before they started cracking down. Go take a look at what he did. I think he had a good year in like 2018 or 2017 with Cleveland. That was like his best year there, and he didn't do well at all in 2019. I mean, he wasn't really that great when he got traded over the deadline with for Puig to Cincinnati, and then when he got to Cincinnati, he was terrible. So like, first of all, that trade made like no sense to me. I remember when that happened. But anyway, I just don't really like him that well. I just don't. I need to see what he does after, like, coming back, like post like crackdown on the substance checks, because even if he does return, which he most likely will after the post substance checks, like, what are you going to see out of him? Like, like 10 starts. I mean, if that, like, that's not enough to really make a good judgment.
I'll tell you what, I've been watching his videos a lot. He does bullpen sessions. Granted, he's striking out former minor leaguers, but his slider looks.
Need to see his movement.
His slider looks as good as ever. Is he using sticky
stuff?
I don't know.
Him there.
I mean, they're probably not checking him at his facilities. I get that, but he's throwing like 94. 90. I think he's throwing like he's upped his fastball even from last year.
Wow, because I remember it was getting up there.
He's throwing 98 consistently. So
wow, okay.
He went from a guy who could barely touch 94 in Cleveland.
That's a dramatic increase.
Right, but from a guy who even last year only touched 96, now he's touching 98. Again, this is bullpen sessions against a guy who had a cup of coffee 12 years ago. But you know what I mean? Like, I get that. But the point is that this guy's spin rate. Okay, I get the pine tar, I get it, but the spin rate is up. The bite to his pitches are up, which is spin rate. The slider looks good. He's developing a changeup, which is nice. He needs a changeup, I think. But if you could get a guy like that in the rotation in the Phillies, I think Philly would like him, because he's a guy, again, he's a workhorse. He's a guy who cares about when he loses. I watch his vlogs. He gives a damn. He really does. And I think he's a guy who doesn't mind being held accountable.
I think he's a little self-centered, but
I think he is self-centered. I think he's awkward. I think he's different, but he posts, and you can deal with the home runs, whatever. Home runs are up as it is. Well, actually they're not, but home runs. I can deal with the home runs. If the guy's striking out, 10 plus a game, I can deal with that. Granted, hopefully the home runs don't occur in a big spot, like in the 8th inning or something. But I would want to see. I would pick this guy up if I was the Phillies. I think he could be dead cheap. I mean, I think he could be just whoa. You could pick.
Well, they were willing to get, they said, give me Luis Garcia. I'd be like, all right, done.
you get the Dodgers to pay for him. That's the thing. If the Dodgers,
it was like an extreme team-friendly deal, and like we had to give up like a number 10 prospect or something like that. Maybe not even that.
I think it would be a team-friendly deal for you guys, and it wouldn't be for the Dodgers. The Dodgers.
Okay, in that case, maybe I'd be willing to take it. I mean, we're already over the payroll as is. I mean, that's definitely not. As you said, the Dodgers were willing to pay a little bit.
They would pick up the contract, and
he's not well liked in that clubhouse. A bunch of people followed him.
I know he's not, but he would. The Dodgers would pick up that contract to whoever wants him. They want him out.
There's no way they're taking 100%. Obviously, not 100% of that.
Oh, yes, they are. They have to. I think they will take at least 80% of the contract. At least.
Okay, well, that's the case, and they said, "Give me
Scott straight up." Boom!
No.
It's a straight up deal. It's a straight up
Nope.
deal.
Because like,
Really?
you
Okay,
know,
let me ask you this.
Nope.
Would you get Garrett Cole hypothetically because he's been not been doing well, and you
Nope.
could attribute his success to Pine Tar. So would you get him if he was available hypothetically?
And this is if he could use Pine Tar to cheat.
No. This is right now. If he was available, would you get Garrett Cole from the Yankees?
Nope. No way.
Really? Okay.
Nope.
So you are all right. I give you. I commend you that you're.
I don't like
consistent
Garrett
with
Cole.
this idea.
I don't.
Really.
No, I don't
So,
like him.
so you think Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer's success is solely attributed to Pine Tar?
In a way, yes. But I mean, even in 2019, I mean, Garrett Cole honestly probably should have won the Cy Young, even though it went to Verlander. You know, and that was a year where, you know, I don't know if they were really cheating as much that year. I'm not really sure when the whole like substance thing kind of like when the like how it kind of the history of it was, but I just know that he was obviously great in 2019 with the Astros, his final year there. But still, I mean, I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Interesting.
That's a lot of money.
It
What
is.
he got?
It is a
Like
lot of money.
was it 320, 325, 10 years?
I think it was a
No,
high
thank you.
speed pitcher
No,
or
thank
something
you.
like that at the time.
No, thank you.
So, you know, I think Trevor Bauer is an interesting case. I would love to see what happens to him. If I was the Tigers, I would get him. But again, we're in a different spot than you guys.
Yep.
I would get him because I think you could get. I think
maybe that is something you see happen.
And you
Down the
know,
line.
in your ballpark, kind of plays like LA. No.
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 I mean, we play in a sandbox.
LA
Did you mean to say Yankee Stadium? Or did you just mean to say LA? Because if you said a ballpark plays like Yankee Stadium, I agree with you. I mean, obviously, we don't have as short of a porch and right as they do, but
Well, I think
LA, both LA Stadium. I mean, their hitter's worst nightmare, but I mean, not the worst nightmare, but it's definitely pitcher friendly out there.
Is it? Well, I know Comerica.
Yeah, I
Park.
think it is. Yeah.
I know he would do so well in Comerica, Trevor Bauer. I think his ERA would dip so much in Comerica.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because he would the home runs he gave up in Cincy and in Cleveland and in LA would probably be outs.
Mm-hmm.
The wall scrapers, at least.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's a guy. I think he's a guy that the Phillies should look out for. I'm not saying go get him. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying if your guys are desperate and you think you need another starting pitcher and you don't want to go spend tons of money and give up tons of guys, because there is a lot of baggage that comes along with Trevor Bauer, and that's going to be the tough part.
That's what I don't like.
For LA to give him up, but
yep,
the advantage for the team who's ever getting him because they could get him dead cheap. Okay, boom, give you one guy for him, you pay the contract and whatever, and then that's it. So that's what I would do if I was the Phillies if they were in that situation. Not saying they have to, not saying they're going to, not saying they need to, but if push comes to shove and they're in that situation come, late July, August, I say you go get them.
Yeah, it just depends on, what the circumstances are and if they're willing to like kick like a Luis Garcia or somebody like that, or somebody or maybe like an Ethan what's his I'm blanking. Second round pick of last year. Oh my gosh. Ethan Wilson, I think. Yeah, I think it's Ethan Wilson. Yeah. They're willing to take somebody like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I don't really see that as a realistic possibility. That's just my opinion. Yeah. All right. Who are some comeback player of the year candidates for this year? Tony Rendon and LA Angels. That's one.
I think I said McNeil.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else.
And then I also said kind of Bellinger in a way, but that's
not 100%. I'm trying to think. I'm like blanking right now. I'm really tired. Maybe I don't really know if Acuna would count. I mean, even though he was like kind of hurt last year, I don't really know if that'd count.
Maybe I think that would probably count.
Yeah, because like that is kind of that was a devastating injury.
Yeah, he's back tonight, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think he was supposed to come back a little later. I hope they didn't. In their case, I'm sure they hope they didn't rush him back. I'm gonna have to go back to that. I need to keep thinking of that one because I have a lot of names in the back of my head. For some reason, I'm blanking. Yep. Who the heck is Mike Oxlong? I don't even know that name.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Oh my
Never
God.
heard that name ever.
Mike's Oxlong?
Yeah, I don't.
That sounds really bad.
Yeah. Who in the world is that? Was Bauer found guilty? No, yeah. No. Well, I do think that I don't really want to get into it because but I do think that was kind of ridiculous what he had to go through. Bauer is bad. I just don't think he's the nicest guy though.
If you read the report,
yeah,
she set him up big time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep. Just leave it there. Thoughts on switching up our lineup every other game? I don't like it. Adjustments accordingly, yes. The different lineup throughout each series has negative effect. I mean, it depends on the way you look at it, but I do kind of get tired of especially with Veerling, what he's doing with Veerling, how he keeps, and I understand a little bit with like the righty lefty, how he puts Herrera in with the righty and then he puts Veerling in with the lefty. But I think it's getting to the point where Veerling is just not producing. We say like 129. Like it just comes to that's kind of coming to a point where we're just going to have to put Herrera out there every day. I mean, no matter if it's righty or lefty. I've been saying that in my videos. I mean, especially when Monia comes back to him. Of course, he's not a lefty, so it's going to be kind of difficult, especially if Herrera keeps up his success, which I really don't think he will. He's very, very streaky. But I agree with you. I mean, I think Joe Girardi's definitely an analytical driven guy, not as much as Gabe. And I kind of understood why he switched it up the first time because Schwarber just wasn't really doing that great out of the leadoff spot. He was seeing the baseball well and drawing walks and things like that. But I do think eventually we'll see Schwarber back in the leadoff spot. But I mean, it's not really that dramatic of a change. It's not like it's just like Harper's going from second to cleanup to back to third again. Like it's been like for the most part, especially for the back end, pretty much a kind of the same lineup. You know what I mean? Like not as I said, not so much in the 7, 8, 9. But Siggy's been leading off now for a little while now. So, and Hoskins has been out of 2-hole because he isn't hitting the ball at the ballpark, but he's consistently working good at bats and drawing walks, which is huge. But I just wish he hit the ball at the ballpark more. I think Mike Oxlong means, yeah. I'm not going to say it, but yep.
I knew it the minute the guy commented that. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I feel bad. Hopefully, no one picked up on that. But
I'm sure Trevor Bowers was.
Yeah.
Part of that woman.
Oh, dead. That was me. Got me dead on that one, man. Have to ask me to leave after that one. Team has a lot of depth. Not too worried about really giving up another player's starts. This team could switch it up and still be scary. 1 through 9.
Wait, is it number 1 or is it a 9? Oh god!
Oh my gosh! All right, let's read that again. Team has a lot of depth. Not too worried about the Phillies giving other players starts. This team can switch it up and still be scary from 1 through 9. Yeah, I mean, like if our offense is going good like it is right now, then I mean, obviously we could afford to switch, platoon Herrera and Veerling until Moniak comes back. But I mean, but why not? But I mean, I think we've kind of gotten past that point. I mean, Veerling clearly just isn't producing out there, so I think he just comes to the point. I mean, Herrera, I forgot to talk about. Totally botched that ball last night on center field. I forgot to talk about that. But the Veering's defense definitely is above Herrera's defense. But
now, how many times did they switch the lineup during this Rockies series?
I mean, it's back end almost every game. Depending on who was on the mound, righty or lefty. But pretty much the 1 through 4 is pretty much the same. I mean, they gave Siggy and Remuda the night off last night, so that was kind of a little bit different. But it's pretty much been Segura, Hoskins, Harp, Castellanos. It's pretty much been the same. For the most part. But I mean, I honestly, I really like Hoskins out of 2-hole because he's just not hitting the ball at the ballpark. So you know what? I mean, this is a guy that consistently works good at bats, no matter if he's in a slump or not. He still sees the baseball incredibly well. He has one of the best eyes in all of baseball, and his OPS. I mean, it's as low as his batting average. His OPS is sitting around last I checked, I think it was around 770. So That's pretty good for a guy that's only hitting around 200.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to say one thing if I could.
Yeah. This is as long as it,
Yeah, that's fine. That won't be that.
I missed. Yeah.
No, I just want to say that for the viewers here because I'll be doing a live stream on Sunday night.
Yeah, please go subscribe to his channel, by the way, MLB Chatterbox.
Yeah, I would appreciate it, guys. Go subscribe.
Yeah, please go subscribe to him. He does great work.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. But I will be going live this Sunday. This is my first live stream of the season. I was supposed to do it last week, but I couldn't do it. So this weekend, this Sunday, I'll doing a live stream, and this is between the Phillies and the Mets. So live streams every Sunday night on MLB Chatterbox. Be live streaming Sunday night games on ESPN. So whatever game is on ESPN, I'll be live streaming it. So go check it out. This is the first one, so I thought might as well go tell the Philly fans here to go check out.
Sure, at least go check them out. Yeah, maybe when the next time the Phillies are on the Sunday Night Baseball. Obviously I know we're on next week too, but I think we have there's usually about 4 games a year or so. At least that.
I thought like, hey, if you want to come in for the live stream, I'd
pop in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pop in. If they don't go the whole game, I'll be going the whole game. But you want to come in for
I'll pop in for a little bit. Yeah,
and even have our buddy Hayden come in as well.
Oh, is he coming in?
I don't know. I haven't told him about it.
Maybe we could do a 3-way or something, man. That'd be cool.
I would be down to do a 3-way between you guys. It's your 2 teams.
So. Oh, he seems like he's in here, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
Come on into the live stream Sunday night, man. I'll be the
in the club, man. What's going on?
He's at the Mets, so let's
sir. You got that.
So go check it out, guys. I appreciate it.
Sir. And I'm gonna leave the link in the description for his channel.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to do it. I'm gonna go do it.
But yeah, so it should be a good matchup. It's a guy who's they're 2 teams that are highly competitive and they're in the same division and it's a real rivalry. And the thing about it is like baseball needs to embrace the rivals. And I think like having that rivalry, the Philly and the Met, the Dodger and the Padre, I said this a couple
Boston, New York,
Boston, New York, right? I said this a while back, and I said I think that the baseball should reconstruct the divisions to kind of have have the White Sox and the Cubs in the same division. So you can have that inner city rival between the White Sox and the Cubs on a daily basis, like where the Phillies and the Mets are. It's a daily. It's like a yearly thing. It's not just once a year and that's it. It's a yearly thing, and with the
you can even have like a Dodgers Angels,
exactly Dodger Angels. That could be you could just, hell, put the Diamondbacks in the American League. Who cares about the Diamondbacks? Just put the Angels in the NL. Put the Diamondbacks.
Not matter as much now with universal DH, so it's not going to be as dramatic.
Right? Yeah. The Astros made that change way back when.
In 2012. No, their first year in the AL was 2013, I think.
13, yeah. So
13.
Look at that rivalry. They built that Texas and Houston rivalry, which is
I love it. Great. Obviously we don't really see it that much because we don't live near there, but
yeah, I think it would be good for baseball to do that.
Mm-hmm. Even it is just small markets, but even Tampa Bay and Miami.
Even
they're about 3 hours from each other. I think. I was just down. I was just down in Naples, the Naples area.
Yeah,
for a week. Yeah,
that was that
love it down there.
Too. Yeah, that could work.
Not a baseball market though.
What's funny? I always thought it was because it's they have all the minor.
It's a college baseball market though in Ohio. There's a lot of college baseball fans down south because they could practice all year long. North Carolina, That's a college baseball. It's just not a major league baseball. It's kind of a football state though. They love their Gators. They love the Buccaneers. They love Tom Brady announcing that he's retiring, then he comes back. I love that.
Right.
But a drama queen. It really is. Say what you want about him. He's a competitor, but it's just come on, man.
Yeah. Well, your Eagles got that championship, but that's okay.
Yep.
Not
after they filmed our practices in 2004, and basically cheated in one of their many times they cheated, and we got our last laugh in 2018. I was thinking more of a mental standpoint for the players. You get your spot, you do your best job you can get done. Repetition is great in that concern rather than juggling. You're right though. Yeah, but I understand the Schwarber thing. Because he just wasn't producing in the Leo spot. So you had to do that. I'm not saying that you said I was wrong. And also, like, but Joe's not really like switching up like Harp, Castellano. Like, he's keeping them like right in the same spot pretty much. So, like, those are the guys we really got to worry about. Like, I don't really care if he like bats Didi 6th or 7th, Bohm 6th or 7th, Veerling 8th or 9th. Like, I don't really care. Like, just as long as like the big boys like Castellanos, Harp, and Schwarbs are, you know, pretty much in, you know, in the same spot. And JT, I mean, I don't really. I agree. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Dodgers and Padres is a good rivalry, definitely.
It is. I mean,
Yeah, you know, Hayden was going after the bandwagon Padre fans.
A bandwagon. He hates them.
Yeah, the bandwagon Padre. He hates. He's
why.
really triggered by the bandwagon. He was texting me about it. He was really.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're bandwagon fans?
I don't really got a lot of Padres video viewers on here, so I'm gonna give my opinion. Yes, I do.
Really?
In a way. I don't really know that market that well, honestly. You know what I mean? I don't really.
I mean, they obviously show up. It's not like they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. But I need to see what their attendance was in September 2021 to kind of make when they kind of collapsed. I need to kind of see that to kind of make my judgment. I know they showed up in like 2019, even when they weren't really that good when they got Manny. So.
Yeah, I was there for Fernando Tatis Jr. first home run.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that was really cool. But
yeah, that's cool.
I mean, there was a lot of people there, I think, that day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good rivalry. I think that's what baseball needs is that type of rivalry atmosphere on a weekly basis.
Yep. I love how the bats came alive. A lot of errors. That helped us. That helped, yes. But seeing Wheeler looking a little bit more like himself made the series for me. I agree. Also, just like we need Schwarber to heat up, though.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll wrap it up in a couple minutes here. As we kind of wrap it up here, Christian, thank you so much for taking the time to come on tonight. And we're going live for about an hour now. And we need to definitely do this more often. Man, I came on your show last time.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on. We'll just allow like last couple of minutes here if people want to kind of give their final thoughts. I feel like we touched a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think baseball is doing good right now. I think
what a great recovery. I can't believe how many people are going to the games. And of course, not so much last night because it was just so cold. But I mean, you like post lockout, like I don't even want to think about the lockout. That was just a nightmare. That just gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, I think fans have I don't want to say forgiven, but maybe they forgot. I think
honestly, I don't really think about it every day, to be honest with you.
I
don't want to think about it.
I think the problem is like you have to forget as a fan, but also you have to remember like this is what can happen. And I think do I want to see a boycott on MLB by the fans? I don't, because I love baseball. I want to see the sport be number one. But I think as a fan, just fans in general, I think it's important to send a message at times and say, look, we're fed up. I mean, it ruined my spring break. I was supposed to go down there for spring training, and it ruined my whole plans. So it was a disappointment.
Yep.
It ticked people like me off. But I'm over it, you could say. But I think the MLB and the union have to get together. They have to understand that you cannot tick off your customers. You can't take off your customers. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah. So.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I like to thank everybody so much for tuning in to the live stream tonight. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies House Media, Instagram. Check out Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Piazza Media. Car text 267-225-3292. Email me phillieshousemedia@gmail.com. Please go subscribe to Christian Corey's channel, MLB Chatterbox. I'll leave the link in the description for that. I want to thank him again for coming on. A lot of good laughs tonight, as always. Christian, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate it. We got to do this more often.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys.